we've played a lot of roguelike tower defense games on the channel, and it's hard to find ones that are doing kind of new and exciting things, right? And that's why I was excited to see Neon Ascending, which is a new grid management, kind of an inventory management roguelike tower defense game that has a bunch of synergies and effects and modules that we're going to be stacking and improving our run as enemies continue to swarm us nonstop. I love the idea. I'm excited to check it out. This is a playtest that is going on right now on Steam. You can check it out. I have a link in the description down below. Let's play some Neon Ascending and see what is going on here. I always like to look at the catalog just because I think it's interesting, right? It's like I'm going shopping for what the game is going to contain, and right now it's a heck of a lot of question marks. Who knows how much of them are just demo? How many of them are only in the full release, if any? Who knows? Who knows? It's like an exciting little... It's like when you used to get like a Nintendo Power magazine as a kid, and it was, you know, new games that you never heard of before because the internet didn't exist, so you didn't really know what was coming, and then you would get the magazine, you'd be like, whoa, a new Star Fox game. Okay, anyway. I've never played a Star Fox game in my life. I'm gonna play the game. That seems good. Learn skills in this mode. Survive 100 waves. 100. That seems like a lot, to be honest. But we'll see. Select and place a weapon module. I think I will, believe it or not. Thorn can counterattack incoming mobs when any mob damages any module. Fire a projectile with attack times 3. Gain melee times 2. Sure, I mean, it's thorns, brother. Cutters shoot penetrating blades that do not expire when penetrating a mob. For every +1 sight, gain +1 penetration rate. For every +1 velocity, gain +2 attack. I mean, that sounds kind of fun for what it's worth. Or we just have a machine gun. Fire bullets at a fast rate. For every +1 rotation speed, gain a +1 attack speed. Gain attack speed times 2. I feel like for our first run, the machine gun makes a lot of sense here. Seems easy to understand. Let's play it, okay? And then, I mean, where do you put it, right? Where do you put it? It can hit anywhere in this you know, middle box here. I might as well put it in the middle of our box, right? And then who knows, maybe we'll be buffing things around it. Look at all the stats that we got coming out of this. Pretty cool idea there. Here's our enemies coming in trying to murder us. Feels like we got some good things going on right now, is how I see it. So purchase modules to become stronger. Increase the attack of the weapon. That's +1 to the attack of the weapon. Increase the volume of the weapon's projectile. So size of it. Increase the attack speed of the weapon. Also seems completely fine. I think I'm going to take an improved ammo. Okay, and interesting. So this goes in a grid, effectively, right? So anything within that grid is going to get the buff. I honestly love the... Oh, this is very interesting too, man. Okay, so there's a really fun little puzzle here to figure out. I don't think that I care about expansion. I'm going to save a little bit of money. Now, can I cannot move stuff once it has been placed. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. I also would like to, perhaps when we're purchasing things, can I see... So rotation speed gives us... attack rate. Is there any way for me to know what you look like to place you down, right? Because I think that's a pretty important... I can pick them up once I've... Okay. That's significantly better then. Oh, and you go anywhere, man. Okay, shove you in the top then? Because I do not need you to exist. So let's take a look at you now. So rotation speed is +... Well, you can also sell stuff, which is interesting. Good to know. Deposit interest rate. Interesting. So earn interest on the currency you hold each wave. So right now I'm getting 1 interest. I'd be curious to have more intellectual knowledge on what... I mean, I guess it's 10%. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 10% of 12 giving us the 1. 10%, I mean, it's not that much, is the reality. You know, a lot of these games that have this kind of mechanic, 5 is typically a number. 10 being the number that's quite a bit for sure. So for every 1 rotation speed, we gain 1 attack speed. So attack speed is now 4 because this guy is giving +1 attack speed. This guy is giving +1 attack speed, and then you by default have attack speed ×2, so you're at 4 attack speed. That makes a lot of sense to me. I love when the math in the game checks out. I mean, look, I am completely fine gaining a little bit of interest. I think that we are like very okay on this one. I don't think I care about crit. I don't think I care about expansion. What I would maybe do is roll you, increase the sight. I actually love this idea. Yeah, I mean, do I love that idea? 10% more range. I mean, right now we're basically banking on this guy being able to hit anything that comes into scope. By extending your range a little, that makes it slightly easier. I mean, I suppose that I could probably... So this locks the entire shot. I'm not really sure I want to commit to that. I mean, critical multiplier is also interesting, but we don't have any crit rate. Brother, I think I'm just going to pass, to be honest with you. I'm not sure that the increased range is that much more interesting to me. But I do really like the idea of maintaining interest. And I may do it again, to be honest, because I think that we're like completely fine here. I do think that penetration is a good idea for this weapon. I mean, I just said I want to improve my interest, and I may spend everything here. And by spend everything, I mean I'm going to move on to wave 4, and then I'm going to collect some interest because I think that we can probably beat this wave with no issues whatsoever. Gain more money, and then be able to come out of this still getting all of these. I think you want all of these, man. I really do. So can I stack you? I sure cannot. Okay, okay. That's okay. That's okay. Let's put you there. I do think increasing the damage of the weapon is also good. But you're gonna think I'm maybe a little bit insane. I'm going to pass right now. Well, okay, let's humor this. Let's humor this. So 10% of 27 is 2.7, right? That's okay, so that's rounding down. So if I take this for 9 and it's gonna be 18, it's probably still going to round down. So I'm going to keep these locked, and I'm going to move on to wave 5. I mean, here's the thing. There's 100 freaking waves. Like, we need to make sure that we're being a little logical here in the early game. Min-maxing the early game may be completely irrelevant for me, right? Choose a module as a reward. Ooh, a nice little free thing. Pride, you have fully understood this game. Interest limit plus 100. I mean... Dude, come on, right? Imagine. What if the econ build? I mean, I'm banking on a lot here by literally taking my first reward in the game called Pride. I'm gonna take it, okay? I'm gonna take it because I think that it's very fun. I think we are still completely fine, man. I'm going to go until I get scared is the reality. And I'm gonna tell you that I ain't scared. Mama didn't raise a coward. We're doing completely fine on this one. I love the graphics of this game, man. I think it's an incredibly charming game to look at. But I also love minimalistic style for games, as many of you know. Send me on, man. I'm enjoying my interest. We're up to a nice 6 interest. Gonna be 7 after this wave. Enemies are spawning, you know, at rates that are much higher than before. But we're still feeling okay. They are seeming to gun for Pride, which is interesting. Let's get our attack increase. And I mean, I have to imagine. So my idea here, by the way, is if I put like this here, and then I'm gonna take the penetration as well. Yeah, I mean it's not perfect. So this guy and this guy both hit this block. So if I put this here, actually, oh, but that doesn't hit this guy then. Oh, I could find myself min-maxing the frick out of this dude. It has to be this, and then the idea is we put another weapon. If we can get another weapon, we put it here. And then that can get kind of interesting for me, I think. Now I have a free reroll. I don't see any reason to use it. I think that we have gotten monumentally stronger on this one. I mean, we have increased our damage to 5. How much stronger can we get, man? We're two-shotting things instead of three-shotting things. And we're also getting some crits here and there, which is exciting to see. I'm up to 93. Increased damage to mobs with higher health. I mean, dude, the prices are ramping up. They're ramping up. And that tells me that I'm doing the right thing by playing the interest game. It may be a little boring right now, okay? I know you want to see me buy new exciting things, add them to our build, but we're going to scale so much better. And now we're getting some really interesting upgrades, man. When a projectile hits a mob, it applies freezing. I mean, that's actually really good with the machine gun, man. That's an insanely good thing. Increasing the velocity of the projectile, the flight speed of it. It's already, like, pretty fast, man. So I'm not as concerned about this, but it is intriguing. It is intriguing. I think I'm gonna lock this one. I think that freezing is really important for me. But I think that oh, brother, some of these guys are taking muchos hits. Who are you? Okay. Consider myself, like, mildly afraid of this sucker, man. Oh, he gonna kill my pride module. Well, he bounced off of it. How does that... It seems that you just come back to life. That's fine. Killing mobs within the first 18 seconds of each wave will earn you 2 times the currency. That sounds amazing. Magnet, when killing a mob with health greater than 90%, gain double currency. When the next wave is complete, this module will be consumed, and the modules within the range will be used as materials to merge into one singular module. If the material type is the same, a module that can be synthesized again will be produced. I have no clue what you're talking about. The energy bar sounds extremely reasonable here. I think we need to do something. Okay. So give me the supercharger, I guess. And I mean, I don't really love this as a position here. Maybe we do like this, and then that still opens up a spot there. I still really want freezing, and I can't tell if I want to invest in it right now or not. I think there's a chance that the velocity increase. I mean, you're gonna see. I mean, stuff is definitely flinging out faster than it was before. We need to improve our run, man. We need to improve our run. Now, granted, they're not doing like a ton of damage, so it's still fine. I'm getting greedy, okay? I'm getting greedy. Freezing is important. And I'm gonna tell you, I think that it's extremely, yeah, I think it's extremely respectable to just put it here. And then let's mess around a little. So reroll expansion, increase the volume of the weapons projectile. Higher this attribute, the larger the projectile, the larger the explosion radius. I'm not as concerned about explosion radius, man. When a projectile hits a mob, triggers a lightning damage to a random mob, which is based on the projectile damage. That for a machine gun, I think is lovely. Okay. So let's go all in on that too. And we're just going to reroll around a little bit. I mean, more gears, man. More attack speed. How can you be upset about this? Now, what is the difference between a gear and an improved gear? Because, my guy, those are the same thing. They're the exact same thing. I do think that critical rate also important on a machine gun build. I'm going to bank on this being good enough. I think that lightning is going to be a really, really good play for us. And we're already seeing that work very, very nicely. I am starting to be like an ounce concerned that we don't actually, like we're not going to actually get any other weapons, man. I've been planning everything around getting another weapon, and I'm not positive we're getting another weapon. But I think you gotta spend here. So we're gonna gear. I still feel like I should be able to like merge some of you together. But alas, not yet. Let's gear. The improved gear is just you're a different shape. That's your big one. I can also rotate you, which is something that I have not been thinking about. And I know I took all these. Again, I'm really banking on getting some interesting new weapons in the future, man. Let's run this. I'm an idiot. This does not do anything right now. Brilliant. Okay, it's probably not my finest play that I could have done. But we're fine, okay? Nothing's gonna die. We're completely okay on this wave. Little bit of hits here and there, but again, I'm not concerned. Volley rate makes it possible for 3 projectiles to be fired. That's an insane buff, man. We're gonna take you. We're gonna put you right there. Increasing the velocity. I'm gonna tell you that I actually like kind of think I love that. And then crit multipliers I also think are important. But I want to make sure, so this guy, we can do like this. I mean, this guy we can have you like sending into there. I mean, we could have you, yeah, I mean, let's have you going into there like that. Obviously, rotating these guys means nothing, but I love them pointing towards that for reasons that are completely unbeknownst to me. Still queued up for some huge plays if I can get another weapon, man. And then this here allows this spot to still be viable for another weapon in the future. I'm not sure we can get one, right? But it's only wave 14, and I feel like that we're in a position where I'd love to be ready to put down a heater if we can. Now, we're seeing this work pretty well. Again, I know that you're going to go Tyler. Like, things are getting close. I'm with you, man. You have to remember that I have 320 freaking money. That's kind of the goal here, is to have an absolute buttload of money. If I'm spending my interest every round, I'm pretty happy. Now, increasing my weapons projectile bounce rate is an amazing thing. When a projectile hits a mob, chance that it will bounce. At this time, it will not disappear, but fly to nearby mobs first. So now we got lightning and we got some bounce in here. I think that is fantastically good. I also think that increasing damage is a good idea. But I'm going to, I mean, dude, I do think it's good, but I think we can do better than it. Because the thing is, it's still going to take 2 hits. We would have to increase damage like 5 more times to get the benefit of this. Because the enemies are taking, it's like 2 hits to kill an enemy right now. We can't see the exact amount of health on them. But we can kind of see that it's hitting them for two times before they die. This looks bad to me. Like that's a really large chunky lad right there. Yeah, I mean it could have gone better. It could have gone better. Enhanced raid. When hitting a mob with health greater than 90%, deal damage equal to 15% of this max health, and this damage increases by plus 3% for every one raid. I mean, that does seem good. Effect is automatically activated after a wave. Specified modules in the shop according to the types of module in the range. Did I, like, skip words when reading this? The effect is automatically activated after a wave, and specific modules are provided in the shop according to the types of modules in the range. Ah, so I would put it down. It would give me those modules in the range. Gotcha, okay. I mean, that could get me more bounces, which I think is a very interesting idea. I also think that Enhanced Raid is just, like, sick. So I'm going to take it. And then how expensive are these, man? Increase the explosion rate. I do think that explosion rate helps a lot of the scenarios we're dealing with. So let's get that in. Now, we do have a small issue here, which is I got to find somewhere to put some of this right now. Yeah, okay. Sure. I think that's fine. Again, 370 money. We're doing, or 370 money. We're doing okay. 37 interest. 300 is our limit, so we still have, I mean, we got a lot of room to grow on that. Again, increasing the attack of the weapon I don't care about. Melee I kind of care about, but not that much. And more attack speed, I'm going to tell you, I do care about it. I think that there is still definite value to improving our attack speed. Because just as a reminder, right? Our attack speed is times 2, right? And our rotation speed is buffing our attack speed. So really, we would love to get more rotation speed if we can. That's where we get like a huge benefit. It's another attack speed increase, man. I'm telling you that I don't hate the attack speed increases. And again, if I ever get another weapon, I'm really starting to think that is very simply not going to happen. But if I ever do, it's going to be very nice, okay? It's going to be very nice. Now, we're actually keeping up with the freaking Kardashians on this one, man. This is looking nice. Improving our attack speed by like 60% on the last wave did a lot of value for me. Increase the unstable charge. Unstable charge make the projectile damage fluctuate within a certain range. Higher the unstable charge, the higher the upper limit. The lower limit is always times 1. So I mean, you're a positive forever. I think that we can totally add you. I think that another improved gear is starting to borderline on stupid. But I kind of dig borderline stupid. Let's just move. We were very good on that wave, and I just added 2 more pretty decent things. Now, unstable charge means that our damage is going anywhere from times 1 to times 1.2. I mean, is that good? I think it's fine, to be honest with you. To the point, I actually think it's really good, man. Take a look at this sucker again, real quick. So he's got unstable charge cruising. His damage right now is 5. So the unstable charge times 1.2, we're occasionally doing 6 damage, which is fine, right? If we go to 1.4, 5 times 1.4, you're gonna find this to be a pretty big shock. Goes up to 7, okay? That's, I mean, it's better, right? It's better, but it's not. Do I think that that's freaking $54 worth? I don't know, right? I don't know. I do think that increasing our critical rate to 25% from 15 is a massive increase, especially when our crit multiplier is 2.5, right? That's now doing like 10 plus damage. So I think that this is more important. I also think explosive rate is really important. is at 8% right now, improving it higher. I'm going to lock this wave. I'm going to go to wave 18. There's a chance I want to buy all those. I'm just going to be perfectly blunt with you. I'm not sure that we can afford to buy all those, but I think that we really should. Let me rephrase. We can afford to buy all of them. That's not the issue. Whether or not I want to do it while my interest continues to raise to a high rate. I mean, like, there's a part of me that thinks that we can maybe survive another wave. But I'm gonna bite the bullet here. And I'm gonna get this guy in. Unstable charge, I'm gonna tell you. I think that one of them was valuable. I'm not sure two of them is valuable. But I do think explosive rate is valuable. So let's figure out. There's so many damn places for me right now to put things. Okay. Let's just move. We're still getting the 56 interest. Our interest continues to scale to high degrees, which I think is really what we're looking for. We're still one weapon away from a great time. We need to get like another bounce, another lightning. Wave 20, this is going to be a boss wave. I didn't want to lock you, brother. I didn't want to lock you. Another bounce is important. After 3 waves, your currency plus 10%. Yeah, it's like the dumbest thing ever. So absolutely. And then bounce rate is incredibly important. We're going to put you right here. I do think that getting our explosive rate up is also really important, but we have to now be like a little cautious how we're building some of this, because we got a lot of things that require him being right in front of us. So let's re-roll. Gear is still great. So is explosive, man. Stuff is so expensive. Holy crap. We want to not be spending like anything for the next few waves. So how do we keep in mind that gear is diagonals? We like don't really have space for you. But your attack speed, it goes so high, man. It goes so high. We have to not buy anything for like several waves. I think that this is going to be ridiculously good. Like, I think this is proving it, right? This is ridiculously good. Keep in mind that this is kind of your boss wave, so you do got big happy boy over there. This is definitely our best boss wave that we've done. I mean, we're in great shape. He is not going to touch us? Question mark? He's not going to touch us. Okay. Beautiful. When killing a mob with lightning damage, the next attack has no cooldown. Synthesizer. This module will be consumed, and the modules within the range will be used as materials to merge into one singular module. Okay. We gotta try you. Okay, we gotta try you. So you're gonna merge everything into one singular module. In order for us to do that, we want to put you in the middle so that all of those frickin' merge into one module. Right? This is gonna get weird for a second. I mean, you have to take rotation speed. I also kind of think you need to take freezing. Rotation speed is so important, man. But again, we also want to like not. We want to not do. By the way, we have 2 Chinese characters plus 10%. We need to be careful how we play this, because right now, I mean, we've completely screwed up everything for our guy right now. Like I gotta. We have to basically move everything to ensure that we get the benefit of everything here. Okay, diagonal. You're on the diagonal. You're on the diagonal. You are not on the diagonal. You are on the diagonal. You are not doing anything. You're doing something. You're not doing anything. for what it's worth, I think that this is fine. Critical multiplier. I mean, bro, we're just kind of like we're a little bit stuck right now. I'm going to have to completely rework everything on the next wave. But that's fine, okay? I mean, that's really completely fine. We also, I suppose you don't want to have anything on this right side because the enemies are coming into that side. Once this combines, that's kind of sick, right? And I mean, we want to... I suppose we also want to, I mean, we want to put as much in there as possible, man. So we actually want to do like we want to put everything that could possibly be a small zone. We want going into it. Now, this doesn't appear to be doing ability to be combined. Let's just combine with this. I think that this is good enough for right now. I'm sorry, I'm being very like pedantic with how I do things. But I feel like that this is a really important step for me to clear a lot of space, and we're starting to get a little stuck. So I think that the synthesizer has a lot of value for me. I'm a little bit scared. Keep in mind that we're going to be like a tiny bit weaker on this round because our stuff isn't necessarily hitting perfectly. But we're still fine. 1,048. Those all combine into one giant module. I think you bring in another bearing, and then you got to start reworking again, okay? So... obviously, this is nuts. It has velocity, bounce rate, penetration rate, all kinds of nonsense. We can ensure that we get all of these back in shape. You can come back to here. You're giving some damage. You're back in here. This can go back onto there. You're in 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 there. You're not. Let's put you back. You're hitting with the unstable charge. You're hitting on a diagonal. You're hitting on a diagonal. I believe all of you are hitting our guy now. It's a good consolidation. We would really like to not buy anything, man. Especially for these freaking prices. We're gonna try to get through this. We're gonna make big cash on this one. 100 waves is insane, man. I'm 22 waves in. We're like, this will be a 4-hour run. I cannot, in good faith, do this entire run in this video unless I get like stupid strong here shortly. Okay, so there's my currency from this. We're now at 1,400. That's obviously massive. 30% more damage, so 30% more damage. Along with potentially more unstable. It just doesn't seem good enough, man. It just doesn't seem good enough. When a projectile hits a mob, it applies a fragile effect, increasing final damage to it plus 25%. It's like all of these seem completely okay, but I'm gonna tell you that I made it through that wave fine. If I make it through the wave fine, you already know I'm going to not change anything. This wave looks really bad though. It looks atrocious, to be honest with you. But I'm still kind of bodying it. Nothing hit us, man. Nothing hit us. One hit us. I mean, that's a huge bit of interest for me. Select one enhancement module plus one enhanced. I think that I'll just take that. So this is going to enhance one thing for me. I think that doing something like lightning is freaking disgusting. But imagine if I enhance this. Only enhancement modules can be selected. That's a great point. So this is an enhancement module. Only enhancement modules. Just kidding. These are enhancements. That's a modifier. My bad. I mean, volley rate is probably pretty important. I think that lightning is really big, man. And I can't really do bounce because your ass is yeah, you're not there. I mean, rotation speed also just gives us more attack speed. I'm going to go lightning, though. I think that lightning is really important. And I do think that freeze is still really nice, man. So we're going to purchase another freeze here. And then I'm going to move on. I don't really care about burning at the current moment. Maybe in the future I may feel differently, but I think that the frost focus here, not to get Slay the Spire on you, but the frost focus I think is the way to go on this one. Slowing down the enemies, allowing me to hit them in bunches. I also think that increasing our explosive rate is how we're going to like really win this. Because we need AoE damage. Our machine gun, if we can't get more freaking stuff, then I need to be able to get more damage from an AoE perspective if I can't get more weapons. Now, weapon projectile, it's a larger explosion radius. So I do think that has some ideas for it. 1,600 money. If I ever need to just cash out, man, I cash out. We move on with our day, right? The projectile size really went up. This is a lot of enemies. I mean, this is a ton of enemies, man. I do not feel good about this one. They decided to go a little crazy on this wave. And we are facing some big hits. Yeah, you have exploded multiple of my resources, including my interest, man. My freaking interest, my pride. Yeah, this is bad, man. This is really bad. Okay, yeah, this is horrible. We're gonna be going on a spending spree. Playing the interest game is over. It was fun while it lasted, but alas, it must die because if I don't kill it here, I'm going to die. So let's figure this out a little. When a projectile from this weapon hits a mob, it shrinks and its attack decreases. 1 free reroll. These are horrible, man. These are not very useful to me. I mean, I guess that I'll take this, but I don't think it's very good. I think that more lightning is excellent. We're gonna get a little spend happy here, okay? I know that there is some concern with getting spend happy, but we're gonna have to. 300, man. 300 is quite a lot of 100 for the record. Put you here. Reroll a little. I mean, more bounce, man. More bounce. It is an important play. It is an important play. Okay. We spent like an alarming amount on that one. Only 63 on my interest. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. Okay. That's fine. Let's see what we can do. Should have some increased lightning chaining action going on. Probably a good reason to try to increase our damage, brother. We're gonna die. I mean, we are so cooked. Why did these waves suddenly get so freaking crazy, man? We were bodying a mere moments ago, and then you decided let's ruin your life. Okay, you got me. I mean, you got me. Not much I can do about this one. I would really like to not lose any more units. It would be a catastrophe if we lost even more. Okay, you got me. You have to buy everything, okay? Another idea that I am considering is trying to move our guy closer out here as to basically like attempt to hit enemies a little sooner. I do think that this is a double-edged sword though, because there's a definite chance that we could end up just like dying, right? I mean, if they're too close and they hit our main guy, we're probably cooked. I suppose that I don't have proof of that. I have no clue whether or not you do just get cooked if they kill your main guy. But we'll see, right? I mean, I think that you gotta kind of protect. You gotta kind of protect this guy a little bit. But now we hit a little bit closer. I feel like I'm just like hoping for the best at this point. I don't think we improved our run all that much from that exchange, which makes this really scary, bro. We're gonna die. I guess I don't have to worry about reaching 100 because wave 27 is gonna be the one that actually just ends my run. It ramped up insane degrees after 25, man. I felt like we were in completely fine shape for the majority of this run. Playing the interest game, letting things rise up, and then we just got absolutely manhandled. Which, to be honest with you, I mean, okay, letting me watch all of my stuff get destroyed is a little bit. That's a little sad. I'm still happy with this. I mean, I think the game's a lot of fun for what it's worth. But I feel like the difficulty ramped up like crazy right there. Maybe I'm in the wrong. I mean, maybe you're gonna look at this and you're gonna go, Tyler, maybe you shouldn't have held on to over 1,000 money. Completely fair. Yeah, completely fair. But 26 waves. That's where we got to. Super fun, man. I love the idea. I think that this definitely has legs. I'm curious. I feel like we saw a lot of the modules in the game. I understand that there's this many question marks, which makes me think that probably some of these are locked just for the full release. It feels like a ton more in game than looking at this. Like, I feel like there's a lot of interesting effects, a lot of interesting ideas. I think it's a really cool game, man. I want to look at the leaderboard. I'm sure that not many people have played the demo or playtest. It like just released a little bit ago. So I'm 11th on the leaderboard. Pretty cool. Somebody made it to wave 152. That's absurd. That's absurd. I gotta ramp up my play, man. I gotta ramp up my play. But I had a lot of fun. Neon Ascending. Check this one out. Playtest in the description down below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, like on the video, much appreciated. I'll see you tomorrow for another Olexa look. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.